Hi Cancers, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot and welcome to your cards for April, which are really, really beautiful cards and I can't wait to share them with you. But really quick, I just want to talk about a couple things which are going to be the major themes for you in April. We have a full moon coming up in your 4th house, which could actually bring a lot of healing in areas such as your home life. It could bring opportunities or endings, the need to move, sudden things like that. And the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction in your 7th house could be a significant change in relationships, probably for the better, as you'll see for the reading, and I'll talk about that energy in a minute. But right now we have a lot of 10th house energy. Aries, the sun is there. You know, at the same time, it's pretty profound because we still have Neptune and Mercury hanging out. Well, Neptune's been there forever, but Mercury hanging out in your 9th house. So there's still a restructuring and a transformation of your beliefs in yourself. But I think you're starting to reach a pivotal moment. And as Mercury makes its way through Pisces again, which is, you know, it's good energy for you because it's a trine for you. It's water energy, and it's really starting to understand the way your emotions work, coincide with your mind and your beliefs, and the allowance to kind of restructure those things. It's going to bring in abundance to you at this time. Abundance would come through Jupiter in your 7th house. So there's an opening to others. There's an opening and a transformation. But in the 10th house, it tells me that some things may come to an ending or may come to the surface. That really redirects your energy. And it's just simply things that have to happen. We're talking about energies involving Eris and Black Moon Lilith. And these are planets of a lot of karma and destiny. And it can go either way. But in this reading, I think you're going to get an idea of the direction that it goes for you. You're in the Fool energy, which is the best place you can be, Cancer, because there's a leap of faith. There was a release of old baggage and old hang-ups, and you're coming out very light. And it tells me that you're willing to easily be moved by spirit and by what you're being guided towards at this moment. And what you're being guided towards is the Knight of Cups. I think you're encompassing this Knight of Cups energy. And the Knight of Cups energy is really beautiful because there's such a determination, but it's out of honor, right? And it's out of devotion and unconditional love. There's a knowing that something is very powerful and it makes you feel maybe at home. It makes you feel peaceful, like you have everything that you need. 3 of Wands, 6 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Pretty significant here because it tells me that we're talking about something from the past. It also talks to me about the way you manifest it. So it could be one situation or one situation leading to the other. You'll know best. But the 3 of Wands in reverse is kind of not allowing yourself to have the vision. You're selling yourself short here. This could be where you're being asked to really hone in on your imagination. 6 of Cups, yes, it can be past relationships, and we'll talk about that, but it's using your imagination, kind of going into this childhood Zen place where you could wake up one morning and grab a Barbie and pretend that you were rich and famous and life was good. And then, you know, life makes you grow up and release that ability to pretend, which affects your manifestations in a lot of ways. I see that energy coming back to you, that you're starting to value the ability to use your imagination, to recreate. Maybe there are losses. Maybe people weren't willing to cooperate, to see your vision. People didn't move towards that. Sometimes the Three of Wands is very much a pathway or a doorway into a passionate future, and when it's upside down, it means it wasn't taken. It wasn't time to open that door yet, because you needed to be able to harness this energy. This childhood state, and I often think of my Six of Cups as our ability to be grateful, our aptitude for gratitude is exactly what we need to manifest from. And even if we don't have the things yet, if we could really connect to the emotion that we'll feel as if we had it, if we pretend that we've had it and then we just really focus on what it feels like in the having. And we start to really protect and honor that. We start to see how precious that dream is, and it starts to take fruition. Queen of Pentacles is when it starts to come to life. When the plant comes out of the ground and you could see it and you could begin to speak to it and water it and give it love. It's becoming a reality. A dream was not ready yet, is now coming into form. Where you didn't think you would ever be able to reach this goal, where there may have been a loss of hope, new light emerges. The sun. You may be dealing with a Leo, and this Leo may be somebody from the past in which you've tried to have a relationship or a partnership or a work project, and it wasn't time, but you did plant a seed. And when you started to realize how precious that seed was, when someone started to see the truth in it, and when you allow yourself to step into a place of being vulnerable and being honest about it, it begins to come true. I think the Hermit, card of Virgo, you may be dealing with a Virgo who suddenly starts to see your value, starts to see that you are the lightness and the life that they want to harness. There is so much value in you, and I'm really seeing you as the Fool, but also as the Sun. I see you out there being authentic, being yourself, not worrying about others at this time. I see my Cancers coming out as totally zen right now, as whatever happens is meant to be. It can't be rushed. It can't be. There's just a satisfaction in the being. And again, that level of gratefulness that every day, you know, you put food on the table, every day you reach out and talk to someone. That even if things are slowed down, there's so much to be grateful for at this time. And I think in your gratefulness, others begin to see that vibe. They begin to see the aura that you're releasing around you, that this inner beauty that begins to shine. And that is the exact energy that you need to be in at this time, and just really feel good about yourself. When you get into that energy, people begin to seek your light and they simply move towards you. There's a wisdom, there's a knowing that you are the right decision, you are the right direction, and they're just simply attracted to the way that you're, there's a radiance about you. The Magician in reverse means that there's no longer a need to manipulate or control outcomes, which is so important because that's when the magic really does happen. When you create outcomes in your mind, when you decide this has to be the person, this has to be the direction, everything depends on this, and then you create this resistance. If you have this dream job you've always wanted, but it has a list of conditions, well, you're making it harder and harder for the universe to deliver what you truly want. If you can come from a place of just give me that opportunity that brings me fulfillment and happiness and meaning to my life, please give me the job that allows me to be myself, that allows me the freedom that I need, that honors my health and my morals and my dignity. If these are the simple things that you're asking to manifest, then the universe realizes that the possibilities are endless. You stop limiting yourself, and therefore the opportunities are very real. And you're starting to see them. The ships are coming in. Now it is time to move through that door. And I think this is moving right along with you. And there's a real commitment now. Now this could manifest as a real commitment in your life. This can manifest as a marriage or a proposal or the taking something to the next level. It could talk about a promotion, a new position, but it talks about the authority that you have over yourself. That you could tap into that higher being, that knowing that no matter what happens, everything is okay. The universe does take care of you. And that if things have to fall apart, it's for the new things to come in. It's for the new beginnings. And new beginnings coming to you via Saturn. What Saturn gives to you because it's done putting all that pressure on your 7th house of commitments is the new commitments that come in forms that fit you better, that fit your identity better, and it allows you the freedom to be yourself. It allows you the ability to be vulnerable and for others to see your radiance. Jupiter. The universe really, truly wants to give you tremendous blessings. And now is not the time to get lost in skepticism. Now's not the time. If you notice, there's absolutely no swords in this reading whatsoever. My Cancers are not in their heads. They're simply allowing, and in the allowing of the flow comes the blessings. Jupiter, abundance, grand trine, blessings. It's on your doorstep, Cancer. It's moving towards you. You're moving towards it. And all you did was have to transform. That's what your Saturn-Pluto conjunction was all about. The letting go, the releasing, the acceptance of endings and beginnings, the allowing yourself to become emotional, oh my God. Allowing yourself to be emotional and in your feels with other people and connecting on a much deeper level than maybe you were allowing yourself before. Now, what I said about no swords being that you're not lost in your head, you're not self-sabotaging, there's not a lot of doubts that you're letting overcome you at this time, but Spirit, the sun, and the sun here means that in order to accept and allow all of the abundance that Spirit and the universe want to deliver, you do have to ask. You do have to focus. You do have to see a vision of the future. And that's simply all. You don't have to lose yourself in doubt. You just have to find the focus. Where do you want to pour your emotions into? Where do you want to be vulnerable? You are being guided spiritually towards it at this time. It's moving towards you, so undoubtedly it will be the path of least resistance. It will come to you without hesitation. And you just have to allow yourself to talk and ask for it. This could be that you have to have the conversation. It could be that you have to put the resumes out there. You have to ask the universe for something. Now, we don't want to get detailed again. We don't want to limit ourselves, but we do have to ask for what we want and move towards it. Taking action, but it's action from a place of, like, this is so beautiful to me. The Nine of Pentacles, this whole cycle, I think in the connection to someone or something that is a form of destiny for you. Within this entire cycle, there's a learning to rely on yourself. Again, this and this, there's so much beauty in allowing yourself to radiate love and stability and faith and groundedness. You know, it's not a flighty faith. It's not being lost in the Neptunian fog or, you know, the Fool with this. And this means there's just a level of whatever happens to me is for my greatest good. It's putting me on my path of destiny and allowing it. And my gosh, look at what comes after that. The Wheel of Fortune. Things become abundant. Cycles begin, commitments come, new beginnings. So much radiance and beauty from within. That is the story of this entire reading, and I'm really moved by it. Don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? See, that's the thing. I don't think you're dimming your light anymore. I think this is going to become the new comfort zone for Cancer. That North Node coming through to the beginning degrees of Cancer in its purest form. In your first house, you become the beacon for others. You become the example. You become the inspiration for others to understand that by simply believing, we heal ourselves. That by simply believing, opportunities abound. And opportunities are very much abound. Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? And this is exactly what I mean. In having the faith and loosening the conditions, in stepping into that true Cancer form, which Knight of Cups, the unconditional love. the allowing yourself to just move towards what it is that's meant for you, allowing the flow, allowing it to come towards you, and there being no resistance. No resistance, because you're coming from a tremendous place of wisdom in how you manifest. It's what it's all about. What you're manifesting now. You're leaving, it came out very specifically in reverse, you're leaving the shallowness, the areas in life where you didn't dream big enough, you sold yourself short. There was, again, those expectations, too many conditions, and you limited yourself. And Saturn moving out of your 7th house means the bigger opportunities are coming in. The life-changing stuff can now come in. There's an end to the shallow relationships. There's an end to things that only look good but aren't serving you emotionally. And you're moving towards the dolphin energy, and this is my favorite. Look at all the colors coming from that dolphin. Look at all the colors coming from the sun. Look at all the yellow, the solar plexus. That's your intuition, that's your emotional, that's where we should move from. There's no haste, there's no neediness at all coming from my Cancers. There is absolutely no need for anyone or anything at this time. You're just at a place where you can play and believe and love unconditionally, and the rest just comes to you. Dolphins are genius, and just by being their light-hearted, helpful selves, they heal and help others. And that's exactly what your journey is at this time. I feel like you're being led into a new destiny in which you can teach this to others. There's a wisdom coming through. You know, where are you being called to journey to? The Hierophant is a spiritual teacher. So maybe this is the outcome from a very end of a karmic cycle. You learned a very karmic lesson. You're stepping into creating the new, and then it is your job to teach others and to give to others that wisdom and that belief in the universe. If it can happen to you, it could happen to them. It doesn't even mean you have to do anything other than allow it to happen and allow it to be known. Allow it to be yours. Take claim of it. You've earned it. You've done the work. Here are the gifts. That's pretty powerful, Cancer. That's a really beautiful transformation, and I cannot wait to see the rest of the readings. You know, this isn't, again, things aren't just going to snap into place in April and then it's smooth sailing. We have a lot of growth to do in 2020. There's a lot of growth coming, and even through a lot of 2021. I mean, really, as we go through Pluto at the end of Capricorn, it isn't until 2024 that the real profound changes come, but you'll be in such an amazing place at that time. In which, you know, maybe even places of leadership may be offered to you. So now is just the beginning of how everything's going to unfold. It's like the meeting of a karmic partner. It's the offering of a karmic situation where you step closer into your destiny. And you did it just by asking to be fulfilled, to be on that path and allowing the guidance. Really beautiful transformation, Cancer, and I'm really proud of you guys, and I'm so happy. I'm grateful for you, and continue to stay in that vibe. The more you're in it, the more others around you will be in it, and that's exactly how we get through it, right? All right, Cancer, I'll be seeing you soon for the mid-months, and maybe some pick-a-cards in between. Take care. Bye.